All right, third category here, leading with clarity. Several years ago, I live in Metro Detroit area, and I took a job out in Northern California. And I thought, geez, with this beautiful weather, maybe I should take up running more seriously. I'll run every once in a while, but maybe I should do this more. Could be outside, enjoy the weather. So I said, of course, I got to get myself a proper pair of running shoes, right? So I come across a store that was in the neighborhood where I live nearby. It's called Roadrunner Sports. Anybody ever heard of this place? Okay, Roadrunner Sports has sold more running and walking shoes than any store anywhere in the world. And they have a profound process that helps people come to the right answers, and it's allowed them to make this happen. So I walk into Roadrunner Sports, and I'm presented with a display that looks something like this. This is only running and walking shoes, by the way. And I'm just blown. I'm like, are you sure? Are those all really only running and walking shoes? I'm so overwhelmed, I don't even know where to start. And so I'm looking at the wall, and an associate comes up to me, and instead of the typical question, can I help you? He doesn't do that. He says, hey, you been out running lately? You look a little overwhelmed. You want to talk about this and figure out what's right for you? I said, yeah, exactly. Let's talk about it and figure out what's right for you. What a great way to start the relationship. I didn't feel he was going to try to sell me something. We were going to come to the right answers themselves. Here's where it now gets interesting. He said, okay, so are you new to running? I said, oh, kind of. I just run a little bit. I just want to take it more seriously. He said, okay, so you probably don't want to spend too much money. Is that right? Yeah, okay, good. That's good. He's not going to just try to sell me the most expensive thing. And he said, all right, do you plan on running inside or outside? I said, oh, definitely outside. I just moved here. I want to enjoy the weather, et cetera. He goes, okay. Do you plan on running in the street, on a track, in a trail? And I'm thinking, well, this is interesting. I can see maybe why this would all start narrowing things down. I said, well, yeah, in the street. I live in an apartment down the road, and I'll walk out, run through the neighborhood. A trail. That sounds cool. Yeah, maybe I'll run on a trail too. Never did, by the way. But so he said, okay. He goes, all right, now let's go outside, and I want to take a look at a couple things. Thinking, this is really getting interesting now. So we go outside, and he says, all right, I want you to take a light jog over to that flagpole over there, and then come on back. So I do. And he says, all right, so what I was doing is I was watching how your foot strikes the ground. Does it land on the outside and roll in, the inside and roll out? It's called supination and pronation. It's not good or bad, by the way, but different shoes are better for different types of runners. He said, now do that again. I'm going to stand to the side. So I did. So, okay, so again, I'm looking at how your foot strikes the ground. Is it on the heel or the toe? Is it more neutral? Not good or bad. Different shoes are better for different types of runners. And hey, by the way, try to get your shoulders back a little bit more and actually shorten your stride. It'll make you a more efficient runner. Had nothing to do with selling me shoes, but he established himself as an expert, and he was giving me a great little piece of insight to make me a better runner. I said, all right, let's go inside. We go back in, and he said, okay, here's the 3 shoes that are right for you. Take a look, let me know, and he walked away. You think there's any chance that I'm going to say, yeah, but I like that other brand more? You think there's any chance I'm going to put him down and go to some other store? No way. And I love that he presented me a few options, and I felt like we got to these options together. He allowed me to help shape the answer. He was leading me to these possibilities as the expert, but I was part of crafting this solution. And then he had the confidence to just step away and let me feel in control of the decision. Because buyers want to be in control of their decisions. And when we show the confidence to let them make the right decision, we know we've helped them get them to the right answer, they're much more likely and comfortable to work with us. Now, I love that he presented me with a few options. I just saw that tool.